It is 9 a.m. We had an appointment at 9 a.m. We are going to get started in just a few minutes. I know everybody's coming off of the script and role play and whatever else they've been doing this morning. So we'll just give everybody a couple of seconds to get back in here. In the meantime, I want to put into the chat. There is a handout. Handout is okay. I mean, it's something that you really don't need to, you can just use it as a buy-to-buy and it'll get you where you want to. The reason being is just playing with it, just playing with these apps is where you need to be, because this is the foundation for the command ecosystem. What you're going to learn today, and I know I had a couple people say, why during lead generation time? Well, this is a lead generation tool. Reality is this: bold coach Rich Carpentieri taught me, you never trade a skill for a deal. Now, I know lead gen, you probably get 1, 2, 3 appointments today, but guess what? What I'm going to teach you today, this skill is going to get you 1,000 appointments. And that's the key, because unfortunately, nobody's using this at the level that it should be. Now, our good friend, Stephen Gendel, he put out there a couple of the good tidbits, why this works and why this works well. So realistically, this is why it needs to be in your daily usage. There she is, my good friend, Donna Gilbert. So Donna Gilbert has already been to this class, and she has used the class to her advantage. Whether or not it's grown since then, because there are different things that you can do now that the app has been updated, upgraded, etc. And the KW Command app that has come into play now has also been updated and upgraded. So it can be really, really, really good to your business. And that's what you want, because it first starts with the consumer app. The consumer app, as we know, Josh Team, our former president, told us, and I quote, the consumer app was copied 100% from Zillow. If you put the Zillow app next to the consumer app, it's identical. They reached out and found out this is what the consumer wants. Your KW.com website, the one that comes in command. Now, a lot of you don't use that. I've seen some of your websites. They are fabulous. And if you connect them to command, that's even better. There is some ways you can do that. I know if you're a Brivity user, you can, and a Brandco user, you can. And Lori Ballin runs one also that you connected. And also, if you use the basic KW.com website, which is usually your first name, last name, .kw.com, that is a giant version of the consumer app. And as James Shaw showed us yesterday, and it showed us a few times, it's real easy to use that on a desktop. If you prefer the mobile, so be it. Who cares? All right. All right. So enough of the jargon. I think most of the people are here that want to be here. Welcome, Jean Marie. Welcome, Terry Story, and the rest of my pivot shifters. What I'd like to do is this, and I told Lee Corey this yesterday because she asked me what's the time frame. I don't know if she's coming. Anyway, half hour on the consumer app, half hour on the command app, and then a half hour on command, i.e. questions, because I have a hard stop at 10:30. My former PC coach, she's coming in to teach KWREN. KWREN? Yeah, that's a good thing. All right, so can my high D's in the room call squirrel or time at 9:30 and 10 o'clock so I keep on track? I'd appreciate that. All right, so without further ado, let's get to the download. Come in, Myra. Let's put the download in. So you have the handout, and let's see. Why is it every time you want to do something, you have to push all these buttons? All these buttons. It's terrible. All right, there we are. So we're in mission 1, final 2022. Open it up. there is the download. And don't worry if you don't get the download, I will tell you the links that you can go to the download because they will be there also. So here's the thing, I'm going to talk because I do have some people from my office, Ignite students, and that's why this was basically done for the Ignite students, to give them a leg up. Because the first script conversation they learn, the second paragraph says, I have an app that I'd love to share with you. You can look anywhere in North America and Canada. Let me know how you like it. So because they don't want to pick up the phone because they're deadly afraid, at least they could text this app. And that would be the main thing. Now, Angela, I just heard you talk about Nextdoor. So let me put some clarity. Nextdoor is the reason that we even have command, because every neighborhood comes from Nextdoor. That's how they built it. That's how they built the ecosystem. Every neighborhood in command is being funneled by Nextdoor's neighborhoods that were set up. Okay, so, and it is a great app to use. I don't know if I want to pay individually though for each market, but that's okay. All right, so let's look at what are the 6 apps that I believe should be in everybody's real estate package. Now, for most of you on the call, if you're not in the state of Florida, only 5 of them will pertain to you. So obviously the first 2, the KW Buy and Sell Real Estate, that is the consumer app. The second one, the KW Command app, that is KW Command mobile app. In other words, KW Command in the mobile version, okay? Most of you have been on my 10 Steps to a CMA Equity Analysis, RPR Mobile, Realtors Property Resource. That is a great app to use out in the field, use on a tablet, or of course the desktop. Showing Time. Most of us use Showing Time. If you haven't set it up the right way, my Mission 4 class, we go and do this in depth, because the proper way to do it is to do it on the desktop through your multiple listing service, not through the app. Okay. Homekeeper Pro. How many of you know that Homekeeper is provided for us free and has been provided to us free for about 7 years now, 8 years? Yeah, 2014, I think was the first time we had it. It is connected to KW Command in the marketplace. If you don't have it activated, that's where you would go. What does it do? You can set it up that you're going to see in my contact list, you're going to see HK Invite. HK Invite is the tag. Anytime you add somebody new, it will now send branded to you after you've gone to the profile page and branded everything to you about how did you know this can happen, that can happen, your vendors, their vendors. If you don't want to use your vendors, you can just use the vendors that are available in there. The other thing with Homekeeper Pro, you can also send the blog automatically every couple of days to your Facebook business page. That can be set up automatically, and they'll do it for you, branded to you. In addition, you can put it on your kw.com website, the same blog, which is a carbon copy of what's on the Facebook, and they'll send it to you. The last one is MLS Touch. That has to do with my MLS in Florida. It's called Stellar MLS. So that's why I say most of you will not probably even touch this unless you're in my Stellar MLS. Okay? Any questions before we move on?
Ronnie, I can't use Stellar, correct?
Oh,
because I'm in Palm Beach County.
All right, so let's stop this share. Let's go and dive right into the app and let's see exactly what we're talking about. So we're talking about the KW consumer app. Okay, so let me minimize that. And this is over here, that's fine. Okay. So, okay, everybody should see my phone, great. All right. So with this, I'm going to go to my real estate folder, and my real estate folder has everything real estate. Yeah, those of you that are old timers, I still have Kelly, and you see Kelly still gives me notifications. Don't throw her away if you've had her before. She's still a great tool to use, I promise you. All right, so let's go right to what we need to do here with the KW Consumer app, we are going to click on the white background with the red letters KW. That will now bring us to the KW Consumer app. See if I can get this bigger so I can move with it. Yeah, that'll work. That should be a little easier. Okay. Can anybody tell me what are those black circles?
Homes for sale.
Homes for sale,
Don't be bashful now.
homes for sale.
Home for sales and open houses with the greenhouse.
What do those black circles represent?
I don't think he can hear.
Ronnie.
I don't think you can hear us. Can you
I'm
hear
not
us, Ronnie?
hearing you, Donna. You know you're
Ronnie, can you
talking,
hear
but I'm
us?
not
Can
hearing
you
you.
hear us? Yeah, I
Let me
know.
see. Give me 1 second here.
That's why
Could
he
be my
ignored
end.
Yeah,
Lady
that's why he
Lang.
asked your question.
That's why you ignored me.
All right.
It's a lot, Ronnie.
We could just have our own little meeting here. I think Donna, you could run
That's right. There we go. I had to switch it around. Okay.
Okay, good.
Yeah, that's why you ignored me when I had a question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, lady. Apologize.
It's okay. I still love you, Ronnie.
Dan, you're too close too. You can come beat me up. So anyway, so what are these black circles? Anybody?
Homes for sale.
Home for sale.
Homes for sale. Listings. Okay. So I'm going to cut right to the chase. What are the ones that have the green checkerboard? It looks like a calendar here, 624.99.
Open houses, future open
Open
houses.
houses. Ding, 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 ding. Right. That's exactly right. So if I click on it, exactly what are we going to see? It says open house Saturday, 12 p.m. Fantastic. Why is that good? That's good because Keller Williams, God, family, business. So tomorrow, Saturday, I'm with my family. And the buyers just flew in off the spot and said, well, we want to see houses. Very good.
And
Shared my app with you. What I'd like you to do is in your area that you're looking, I want you to, wherever you see the green checkerboard, that would be the open houses. When you go into that open house, okay? When you go into that open house, I am going to give you a stack of my open house guest passes, That's your business card. Why? Because when I walk into that open house and the agent on duty, Laney Lane, says, please sign in and give all your information, I'm going to say to Laney Lane, Ronnie DiCarlo is my representative. Please conduct any questions to him. Protect your lead that way. Guys, that's what these are for, your physical business cards. Use them as open house guest passes to protect your leads that way. So if you are playing along and using your app with me, okay, before we jump into this, what I'd like to do is make sure that you have it set up the right way. So when you first see this app or your consumer sees this app, they're going to see some splash screens that come by and tell them how to use the app and what's going to happen with the app. So the reality is they need to, if you haven't set it up for them, you would go into the More section. In the More section at the top will be their login, whatever their login is. So you've heard me say time and time again, I use a fictitious one called Ronnie Test. Ronnie Test is a contact in command that I use to play with every part of command. Whenever I'm testing a new smart plan, whenever I'm testing an email, I send it to Ronnie Test first. First of all, to see what they're going to see. Second, to make sure it's working right. Reality is this. This is a consumer app. You treat it like a consumer, so you don't log in. So for those of you that haven't logged in yet, you would scroll all the way to the bottom here. And right here, it's going to say log in, sign up. Log in, sign up. For me, it's going to say sign out, obviously. So I did sign out. Now you see it says log in, sign up. When I click that, the screen is going to change. Most of us, when we first got this, said, oh, I'm an agent, log in. No, you don't want to log in. You want to sign up. When you click on the sign up, very simple, you can take the same route I did. Use your first name, last name is Test. Use an email address, anyone you want. Set up a little password, whatever you want. And then please, they just added this. Please remember to click this little button down at the bottom here. Then when you click sign up, what's going to happen is it's going to create a contact card in Command. And this way you're going to start to get notifications based on whatever is done here. All right. So for me, I'm going to go back and log in. And that would be, the next thing would be step 2. Okay. And let me make sure I get the right email.
Ronnie, I have a question.
Yes,
If we do this, right, if we log out of this as we're the agent, is it easy enough for us to log back in as the agent?
well, you
No.
can't log in as an agent.
No, but I mean, right now you said you had signed out. If we want to play as a client here,
Right now, that would be what I'm doing right now. I'm playing as a client.
And you
Ronnie
had
Test is the client.
and you had to log out of this as the agent in order to do that, correct?
No, I actually logged out of Ronnie Test,
Okay,
just to show you guys how to sign up.
okay, okay, thank you.
Okay, so
Ronnie, I
now
have a
I'm
question
logged
for you.
in as Ronnie Test. Yes, Angela.
Okay, so now I'm going along with you, and I put my Angela Test, but both
Good.
my email addresses, they already have. So it's not
Okay.
accepting my sign up.
Okay, so if that's the case, you're gonna have to find another email address. Are you already using your KW and a personal address? And it's
Mhm.
already in Command? That's why I will hit you with that. Yeah,
Angela, do you have a Gmail account?
there you go.
Yeah, they are Gmail.
Okay, so after the first part of your Gmail account, before the @gmail.com, you can put like a plus sign and
Yep.
put test or something like that, and it'll create
Say Before or after?
after your name, but before the @ sign.
There you go. Thanks,
Put a
Nisi.
plus?
Yep, and whatever else you want. Test will be good because it'll match.
Okay, so the reason you're doing this is the next step is to attach your favorite agent. It
Which is
says
me.
add agent, so now you attach your favorite agent. So for most of us, our favorite agent is ourselves, right?
Right.
You can add me, I pay a 25% referral, but I think you want 100%. So please add yourself. Now, there were a couple of updates to here. What I mean by that is you used to be able to search by your name real quickly. But lately, we've had to search by city and then go through A to Z as far as the name. So it may take a little bit. I don't know outside of Florida if it's the same thing that happened. There is a ticket in to have that fixed because it's so much easier when I just typed in Ronnie DiCarlo and it came right up, Orlando, Florida, click. Now it doesn't even show. I have to type in Orlando and then search. Thank God I'm at the beginning of the alphabet, okay? So that's one thing to take your time. But why do we do this? You might be asking yourself. Here is the reason, guys. As you scroll down here, after you've added on it yourself, everybody and anybody in your database, you need to share this app with.
Right.
When you click on share the KW app,
Mhm.
what's going to happen is it should go right to your messaging, texting, right? So I'm just going to click on my messenger. But what I want you to understand is this. This is why you treat this as a consumer app. Okay? So it'll have your KWRI app link, KW, and everyone has a separate app link, right? That's a different number. But if you read it the way I do, it says I. So what does it mean by I? I, Ronnie Test, used the KW app to search for homes with my agent, Ronnie DiCarlo, just patted him on the back, meaning you need to download it now for a personalized experience. That's why you act like a consumer on this app, and when you share it, it will talk about you in the third person, patting you on the back. Once again, I, meaning Ronnie Test, used the KW app to search for homes with my agent, Ronnie DiCarlo. You need to download it now for a personalized experience. That's why it's set up that way. So it gives us a leg up, and everybody and anybody should have that.
Ronnie,
Yes.
when we share it with somebody else, does it come across to them? Do you come across to them as Ronnie Test?
No, because what you're setting them is this, your personal app thing.
Got it.
When they click on that link, it's going to bring up a big page. If they do it on a website, it's going to be a big page. And then if you've had it branded the right way, it'll have your little picture, and then it'll say either Apple or Play Store to download the app. If they do it from their phone, it's just going to go right to their App Store or Play Store, download it. But the idea is having that KW1Q9R connects it right to me. The agent.
Mine didn't do that. I didn't go, my messenger didn't pull that.
Your messenger,
Did I miss a step?
are you using,
I'm on Angela Test. And so after I go to Angela Test, I share the KW app.
okay? And
And
what
I
came
go
up
on
in the text box?
Keller Williams.
Share it with yourself. Send it to yourself.
Try to send it to yourself, but then if you send it to yourself, it's gonna ask you to open up the app because you already have it downloaded.
Yeah, but when you share it with yourself, Ronnie, I think what Jean Marie was asking is, so it's, if that person's in your contact, it says, hey, this is Paul. It says, I use this app, but that contact's in your name. And then when you click on the app, it's branded to you as the agent.
Correct, absolutely. That's the whole idea.
So
You
if the
want it-
contact is in your contact, it's gonna look like it comes from the person, you know that person, so.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Thank you, Paul. All right, so that's basically how to set it up. What I want to do, though, is get you guys to understand this. All of these listings are listings, right? All right, as you click on them, when you're working with one, it turns blue.
Mhm.
When you click on another one, it turns blue. When you click on another one, it turns blue. Why am I telling you this? Because your consumer is going to ask you the same question.
Mhm.
Once you have looked at it, they turn what? Gray.
Oh,
So they know they don't have to go back to them. Or they could go back to them. They know which ones they've looked at already. And as you're clicking, it tells you and starts bringing up, pulling from your MLS, multiple listing service, exactly what's going on. It looks like a customer synopsis is what's coming up. Now, let's say we're traveling and for some reason we just got lost and we got off town. Now, some of you may have to, I know it's popular with iPhones. You may have to turn on location services and make sure it's running with the app. Let's say you got lost and said, wait a minute, I'm not here. I'm not a half hour away. All you have to do is click the little icon here. That's the location icon. And it will automatically take you back within a half-mile radius of where you're standing. So for me, right now, it's a half-mile radius of the market center, because that's where I am right now.
Hey, Ronnie, can I just send two things? I don't know if maybe you know this or not, but so I mentioned yesterday that I think it just came out last week where you can force the consumer to register. So you can let them look at like two houses and then they register.
That's correct.
But one thing I noticed is if you go up to the search and let's say you put in a zip code. And I'm sure this is user error, but just type in 02067 or whatever, doesn't matter. So if you just hit done, it gives you a broad scope of that area. If you don't click down on the zip code, it will give you a lot more than just that zip code. I don't know if that's making sense, but
Yeah,
had
because it doesn't know it's a default.
yeah, I had it with a consumer this week because I'm trying to really use this now.
Yeah.
But it was like, if you don't click on the zip code, it gives you like all the surrounding towns.
Correct.
So I
You
was
can
kind of curious
also
how you
click, you can click on the towns individually.
Yeah, I was curious how you guys mentioned yesterday that you can zone in like just on the beach or just on that neighborhood.
Absolutely, because
And
you can do it by neighborhood. So let's see, let me do real fast.
Yeah, unfortunately, you only have
And
3 minutes left, so you.
yeah, I know. I'm moving. Tangelo Park, okay? So it's not Winter Garden, it's Tangelo Park, Florida. When I click on that, there's Tangelo Park. Now it comes up in blue through next door, right? Helping us
Yeah.
out and only shows those areas of Tangelo Park. And right now there's no results found. in
Okay,
it.
so one more question, and if the neighborhoods don't come up, is there some way we can get in touch with somebody that's like my area, only 2 neighborhoods come up, but there's more than 2 neighborhoods.
I would search first in command in the neighborhood section and see if you can bring it up that way, because sometimes you have to play with it. An
Yeah.
address may not get you there, but half an address may, or you may be able to get next to it and then click on the box in neighborhoods in command and
Yeah.
find out what it's interpreting, because it may, you're thinking it's one thing, but here's the problem with next door. I'll tell you exactly what the problem with next door is, and I said this 3 years ago. I defined my neighborhood because I'm president of the association. I left out one specific subdivision. While they're in my neighborhood, they're not part of our master association. So that's why I left them out. Never knowing that command was going to take this, okay? So that's where it can be at fault. It depends, because next door did not design these neighborhoods. It came from homeowners that joined next door and said, okay, I live in Tangelo Park. This is the boundary of Tangelo Park, the way they saw it. So that's the limitation there. Okay? Those are great questions, though.
And
All
if-
right, so let's get back to the app, because I only got a couple of minutes. I'm looking at the clock too. All right, so when you first get on here, for those of you that are playing along, I want you to keep clicking, and I want you to keep clicking, and I want you to keep clicking and click away and keep clicking on these things. I promise you, there's a method to my madness, and you'll see and enjoy it afterwards. Because then you're gonna be like, oh, that's why I need to have this in the consumer's hand. Okay? So that's number one. Number two, when the consumer first gets on here, I told you there's splash screens. So the splash screens are gonna go and tell you about all the wonderful things you can do. What they're leading up to is this beautiful tool in the middle called the guide. What does the guide do? The guide, when it's clicked on, it comes up on the buying side and the selling side. It is a step by step how to do the process, teaching your customers what the process is. When you click on any of these tabs, it will open up and step by step in detail, already done for you from KWRI. I'm going to tell you this, leave it alone. It makes you look like a genius. I've looked at it. It's fantastic. Maybe it's not totally specific. And I'm sure Pat Moyer going to agree with me that it's the best thing out there. So you don't even have to think. Okay. It's
So
on
Ronnie, can you go back? How did you get there again?
Yeah, it's blue.
middle button is guide. Middle button is guide.
Oh, okay, got
Oh, down below. I
Yes,
got you.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And it's on the buy side and it's on the selling side. Now, you can modify this in command. You can change this. You can move it. About the only thing I will tell you to do is do what Ronnie did. I branded it to myself. I made the first slide, my business card, just uploaded it. There was a picture of my business card and put a small bio. That's all. Nothing you know, spectacular. And then just let it go with what was in there.
Ronnie, where do you add the business card to brand it to yourself?
That will be in command. If time permits, I will show you guys exactly where to go and do that.
So
Thank you,
why,
sir.
so why don't I have anything in the guide? It's blank. It's,
Because you
The
didn't
guide
add
is
it
not
in
turned
command.
on, Pat Moyer. How dare they? Don't they know who you are?
yeah, I don't know who I am.
You have to add it in the command side.
Well,
Okay,
it should be added in the command side. There's no reason it shouldn't. Now, Pat, you're in where? Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
You guys use Scott Leroy?
Some offices do, but mine does not.
And that's why it's not set up. Because Scott
Well,
Leroy does
I have
set
a
that up. for
fabulous
you.
MCTT. I'm going to get him by the ear.
There you go. If not, contact me. We'll do a one-on-one and we'll take care of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Make
Yeah.
sure you play the Darth Vader song before you bring him into your office.
Exactly. Let 'em know what's coming. So the buying or selling side, either one, it has it step by step. So that's a great tool that you can use, okay? All right, so I'm trying to
We're
keep on
past
time
9:30,
here.
by the way.
All right, so let's get out of this app. Valerie Presley. Oh, Lord, what does Valerie want? Come on, Val. Did you record it by chance? Yes, dear. Oh, my God. They're all lead generationers. I don't get it. I don't get it. I know I'm not James Shaw, but if it was business planning clinic, they would forego, right? I'm telling you, Rich Carpentier told me a long time ago, you never trade a deal for a skill. This is a skill. Whether you like it or not, it's a skill. Anyway,
We're here, Ronnie, we're here.
yes, I know, Don, and that's why I love you being here, because you've been to it just twice now. All right. See my Kelly girl? She's already giving me notifications again. Yeah, I still love my Kelly girl because sometimes command has a hiccup where it doesn't. All right, so let's go now to KW. Thank the Lord, she says.
She's praying again.
Valerie. All right, I'm going to the command app. We're in the command app. Now, if you haven't updated it in a while, there was a
God.
major update. What the update did was take the notifications from the top, the bell, and put it down here on the task line. So if you have it, that means you're updated, which is good, okay? All right, so what are the contact tasks? So what's due today, past due. I'm gonna click on it. It tells me my quarterly calls. So this is my DTD2 because I have everybody on my DTD2. I have them all tagged, all 3,300 people. Contacts in there. So that's my task. The opportunities, it says it will list the task on that, and that hasn't come to full function yet. So that's coming, okay? On the opportunity side. Next thing, leads never contacted. If you have been to Ignite or you've been to anything when we started the ecosystem, we talked about, it's called the hourglass, leads, cultivate, contact, connected. That's what they're talking about here. So what it means is if you've never had any of your contacts contacted, you may have spoken to them, but you're going to see in the system, let me see if I can show you on one of my contacts. In the system, it's going to have an L next to it. So it's probably not in the A's because I've moved through them. When we get into the desktop, you'll see exact, oh, wait a minute, I can do it this way. RONNIE. Where are you? Nope, it's not showing on here either. There we go. So this one still has a lead next to it. All right, so until I turn that off, it will stay that way. And I'll show you how to do that in command. You can do that in command, or you could do it here, actually, if you want to filter it. All right, the next thing that we have, recently active. Guys, this is your bread and butter. This is your money. This is your money. Recently active, you should be looking at every single day. When I click on it, Helen George was active 20 hours ago. I met Helen George 4 years ago at an open house that I did in Lakeland, Florida, had her under Keller Mortgage, had her ready to go, and then she pulled out and changed her mind. Why is she 20 hours ago looking? That means what? Ronnie, get on the phone and call her, email her, text her. That's the opportunity. Ronnie Test, I was active 9 days ago. That's not true. I just logged in again. So it'll play catch up. Sandra Banky, 2 months ago. You get the idea. I shouldn't be waiting 2 months to do these every day because they are connected. So let me ask you, you'll see some of them have a circle with a check mark, some of them do not. What does that mean? Circle check mark.
They have your app?
They have downloaded and installed the app. Exactly right. Why is that good? Because if you go into smart plans and you send a bulk smart plan, hey, download my app for a personalized experience, blah, 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 blah. And then a couple of days later, you see something like this. You see Frank did it, Sabina did it, Stephanie did it, but Sandra didn't, right? So now I pick up the phone. Hey, Sandra, how'd you like the app? Oh, I forgot to download it. Oh, let me walk you through it. It could be fantastic. That's number one. Or you can take what Stephen mentioned yesterday, and I was like, wow, we did that 3 years ago. I have a video for you that's going to show you when we did this in the labs where you actually took their name, their email address, and their phone number and set up an account, which automatically connected them to your website and to your app. Now, these are
So I
all the
was
people
gonna
that you've
ask-
spoken to. Yes,
I was
Paul.
going to ask you that. So if I have their name, phone number, and email, you think it's okay to just sign them up and put in like a generic password 01 and send it over?
Well, generic password is their phone number. Use their cell phone number as the password,
Okay.
because you already have that information.
So I'm confused.
Go ahead.
So if they're in command
Yes,
and we send them a smart plan and for the app and they sign up,
that's fine.
it's okay. It's not, we don't have to go through the same stuff that we just started doing earlier.
Absolutely. But if they're the type that's a little lazy and you can't push them, do it for them.
If they sign up, that check mark in the green box shows up, which is fabulous, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I have sent it out, like I've sent it out probably 15 times this week and I can't get anybody to, I keep getting the buyer keeps coming back to me, 3 of them actually. One keeps coming back to me with the Zillow and the other one keeps coming back to me with the realtor.com.
So should he sign them up?
And one of them is my wife, by the way.
Well, I won't say this about your wife, but it's stupid, you know what I'm saying? So all I'm gonna say is,
I'm
the
gonna
idea
try
is
to
to break
sign
them out
them
of the
up.
habit, and if you can't, hey, you just keep going with it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try to sign them up myself because I don't think they're downloading it. I think we're close to there. I just don't think we're all the way there yet.
See, and
but I
that's the
love-
leverage you have, that you can do it
Yeah.
yourself. All right, so
Hey, Ronnie.
moving a little fast, but I want to make sure we cover everything for you. Open opportunities. This just happened, guys. This just came out like 2 months ago. So what do you have in your pipeline? I have 8 cultivating, I have 5 appointments, 10 are active, and I have 1 under contract. Okay? So if I click on it, right through the command app, I can actually see what's going on. Who the buyer is, who's under contract, the estimated close date, et cetera. So
How did
this
you
was the
get
test
there?
account.
Oh, got it.
This was the test account that I used, and that's why it shows it from 2019, okay? Next thing, birthdays.
I love birthdays.
In the next 30 days, I got 31 birthdays. Do you know why I have 31 birthdays in the next 31 days?
Pivot.
Next 30 days?
Because they have a birthday. Your contact.
Pat Moyer to the rescue, because I uploaded the pivot shift roster.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
With my customers, I don't have their birth dates. Note to self, start asking those questions, right? But I have my pivot shifters in there, so that's why it's that. Anniversaries could be husband, wife, could be partners, could be house anniversary, you sold them. It's just to remind you. Profit share. Who likes profit share? Everybody named the sponsor, correct? So profit share comes into our bank account on the 21st of the month. But guess what? It comes in the KW Command app on the 20th of the month. You'll know a day ahead of time if you got profit share. So that's a great thing. So you see everything in here. You see all the different things that can be worked and can be done. I'm going to teach you what I was taught a long time ago. The reason I am halfway decent on a computer is because I learned how to point and click. I'm self-taught. I'm not afraid to point and click. Do not be afraid to play with this. You can't break it. If you break it, let me know. Because Josh Team said that over 3 years ago. We want you to break it. Okay? What do I mean by that? Well, let's go down here to these 53 announcements. I leave it like that because I teach this class often. What are the announcements that we're looking for? So if I click on it, should come up. There we go. Ronnie Test is logged in. Ding, ding, ding. Immediately, you know that your consumer has logged in. Immediately, you know they logged in. I can view the contact, and this was today, and I've been doing it all morning, making sure it worked before I seen you guys. Hit the view contact, goes right in there, shows the tags I have, the HK invite I told you about, Homekeeper. Note card was sent to them. It was scrubbed when I scrubbed it, and there is my T&J for my DTD2. Has the owner personal phone, I can update, has the neighborhoods that I selected around this person where it fictitiously is, the additional contact information, my social media about the work that they work with. He works at Acme Inc. Those of you that are Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote fans, that's why I used Acme Inc. The reason I did it is why. You're going to see when we go into Command Live on the desktop, he is at 100% health because I put everything in that needs to be in there. I've data mined. That's what we're supposed to do with each one of our contacts, continue to data mine and get everything we can on them so we know exactly what's going on. The timeline, think of the timeline in Command. This is the small version, shows you the same exact thing. You can go with all the activity from the last 7 days. You can go from the last 30 days, which means you can follow what they did. I asked for a virtual tour on July 27th. I had a command email that was sent. I had a property inquiry. That was a message to me through the consumer app. Can I put a pool? Let me ask you a question. How many of you would like to know instantaneously that they're looking to do a virtual tour or they're looking to do a message to you? You want to know it now, or you want to find out tomorrow that they went to the listing agent and put an offer in because you knew nothing about it? By the looks on your faces, I guess that's why you know the consumer app is so powerful. And that's why we want to make sure it's in their hands in conjunction with this. Okay. All right. So let's look at some more of the notifications. Let's see. No, I don't want that. Okay, so the notification, agent site notification, new contact form message received when I got the message, new contact form, command email reply. So this is when I sent it out to somebody else and let me know that there was a response that came back. This is the one that I hope everybody and anybody in Keller Williams, their compliance department is sending you this that says compliance request approved. If you're using DocuSign and you're using Command to send to your compliance department, Pat, help me out on this. Is that how your compliance works?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So you send compliance request approved, or you might send compliance request rejected, meaning that there's missing documents or stuff. So in the state of Florida, we have the luxury of getting paid at the table. So when that says compliance request approved, I know I now can ask my MCA for a DA, distribution authorization. What does that mean? I can take that distribution authorization, give it to the title company. There'll be one check in Keller Williams' name. There'll be a second check in Keller Williams for our market center commission. Most of you call it a transaction fee. And the last check will be in my name. I do not have to wait for it to clear through the MCA. So that's what we're waiting for with that compliance request approved. That's one of the best things about having the notifications to let me know. Okay? All right, so any questions on this beautiful KW Command app?
I have one, please.
Yes.
I'm just curious, like in there, it showed you, I guess like a contact made. And I've heard people say you can just communicate right back to them through the app. And I don't see how to do that. I'm missing something because I end up going an email or sending a Twilio text or something.
So the second one here is the contacts. Now, are you saying when you received a notification?
Yes, like if
Okay.
they send me
Fair enough,
information.
fair enough. Okay, so let's say I received this notification and I want to contact Ronnie. I view the contact. When I view the contact, they now move the button here. This is like a day or two old.
Mhm.
Bottom left, it says call, text, email. And if you hit the call, it's going to call their number that's logged into their contact card. If you text, it's going to text. And when you text, here's the thing that most people don't get with Twilio. Twilio is good, but it only texts through the command desktop.
Right. Yeah.
When you go text through here, it's going to use the native text, whatever's on your phone,
Mhm.
which is a good thing because now it saved you money. You know what I'm saying?
I use my command, the app and text through Twilio.
And that's fine. If you want to continue to do that, that's fine because you've broken your customers into this is my text number, okay? And that's okay, because when you go to text, it'll ask you which number do you want to use. See, for me, so I save money, I just use my regular phone number because they have
I
that.
told her changing now. So
Okay.
Yeah. That's up to
Question
you.
for Twilio, if you can send and receive text from Twilio?
Hold on.
No, you don't. By the way, if you get birthday greetings from Twilio, I don't think the receiver can respond.
That's my question. Can they, is it two-way text or just one way?
No, it's one way, because I was responding to my birthday texts this week and they kept bouncing back. I'm like, and I'm a Neanderthal with this stuff, right? I didn't know. I think
I
that's-
receive, I receive and send text.
Yeah,
through
I've been
Twilio.
able to send text through Twilio through the mobile app. What I did was actually, I've changed down on the bottom of my iPhone screen, I've taken out the phone and the text and I've just moved the command app down there. Because it's very hard to break your self-habit of texting through your, you
Native.
text through the messenger app. So if you go,
Correct.
just go directly into command and use the text, it will record all that and they can text back and forth with you. And if you're on the iPhone, if you're on your phone, when you do the text, you can say, do you want to text from your Twilio number or do you want to text from your cell phone number?
So you're in the command app doing that?
Yes. Your command, not the consumer command, the command app.
Thank you, guys. I will say this, I don't use Twilio, so that's why I know enough about it and I don't use it. I'm frugal, not cheap.
$3.
For me, I just want to text through my regular thing and keep control of it, but it's okay. And thank you for clarifying some of that, Paul. That's why we love our pivot shift people. All right, so now we answered that question, correct, LaShawn? That's what you wanted to know about the contact and how you can get in here? And at any
Yes.
step of the way, if you went just to your contacts, you see the contacts that light up here, right? The contacts light up, the contacts light up, contacts light up, right? Now, what doesn't light up? Well, it tells you what you don't have. So with Sabina Hudson, who's been very active lately, I don't have a cell phone number. Shame on me. I have her husband's phone number, but I don't have hers. So if they don't light up, it's telling you this is what you have to data mine for, right? May have an email, but I don't have phone numbers. I want phone numbers. so I can be on top of these people like I'd like to be. Okay?
Question, Ronnie. So if you have her husband in as the primary contact, how do you add her phone number in that contact? Where's the field?
Potential spam.
There's a spot. Sorry about that. There's a spot for spouse
For the
in the
spouse
contact
name,
card in command.
for the spouse name, but not for the phone number or email.
Yes, you can put additional phone numbers and emails.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to hit the drop down all the way down at the bottom. It says additional contact info.
Okay.
Yes, there's a couple of tabs at the bottom, Mel. That's okay. Took me a while to figure that out too. Hey, guys, we're all trying to learn this as we speak, right? So, all right, so I'm going back into the consumer app for a specific reason. I want to show you guys a couple of different things. We're running good on time here, according to what I see. All right, so we're back in the app. I am just going to pick on one listing. All right, so it says open house Saturday, 11 a.m. Also gives me a virtual tour button. If I click on that, a virtual tour is going to come up. If they use the generic MLS one, the multiple listing service, it's just a collage of the pictures. I have a specific virtual tour that I do. It's like a Matterport, and that's what I put on mine. Now, what are these white dots down at the bottom here? Does anybody know?
Additional images.
Additional images. Very good. No trick questions here. I'm only telling you this, why? Because the consumer's going to ask you that. I don't want you to be, Ralph Cramden, humming. I want you guys to know what's going on, right? Thanks, Pat. You're the only one that got that.
I got it.
I got it.
I got it.
We stick together.
I got it. I'm old enough.
Anyway, you see they can save it as a heart. That's a favorite, right? The way I was taught, if they save it as a heart, what am I doing? I'm calling the listing agent. Hey, is it still available? How many offers you got on it? Are they cash or finance? Are they bad above the list price? What's the best thing that I can do to make this work? What's your seller looking to do? Because this is the only home I'm showing, because they're the only ones I show them are the ones they mark as favorites that they tell me, oh, I love it. That's urgency, okay? All right, so this one's listed at $639. I'm going to scroll up, open it up, and it opens up. Local realty service provided by Keller Williams Classic Realty, listing courtesy of Whitekirk Realtors, Hallmark Pros. We don't care. That's the IDEX feed. Stop listening to old school that says, oh, you have to ask the listing agent if you can use this listing. No. Just go in KW and command in KWLS. They're all there. You can share it. You can post it. If you go on Coldwell Banker's site, will you see every Keller Williams listing? Yes. Did they ask for permission? No.
Yes, they
For
did.
the IDX feed.
The broker did.
Well, the IDX feed is how they ask for permission. That's why we can do it. Okay? Please. E-Edge, we used to have one button. You could post any listing to Facebook. I didn't have to ask permission. All right. Anyway, let's go to next. Sorry, Pat.
No.
That was meant lovingly with you.
Yes, me too, sweetheart.
639, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, starts to tell you what's going on, tells you about the open house. Now, if you have your beautiful picture in there, it shows you, it's branded to you. They can click on that, see all your information. This is better than what? Your business card. Because why? You have to ask them for their number so you control the contact. That's the idea of this. That's the beauty. All right, so now there's a little hiccup here because at the bottom, right above here where it says get home with speed, it says Keller Mortgage. They need to fix it and put Keller Mortgage there. So we know that this is Keller Mortgage. What is Keller Mortgage? Keller Mortgage is our mortgage company. It's now in all 50 states. It's called the 0+ loan. I use this a lot at my open houses when I ask them, are you doing cash or financing? Financing, great. Do you have a pre-approval letter? Oh, I love my bank. Oh my God, I've been with them 25 years. Fantastic. May I share this with you? So Pat, you owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. May I share with our company, Keller Mortgage? I'm sure, and If I click on it, it's going to go right to Keller Mortgage because I've used it already. If any of you new ones click on it, you're going to see a matrix. It's going to say save $0 to $500 on an application. And I'll go to you and say, hey, did you pay like $250, $350 to your bank to get a mortgage app? Here you're going to save up to $500 with us. There's no lender fee. There's no personal fees, no nothing. Any loan over $150,000, you will get $1,000 back at closing. Here's the most fantastic thing about it. And once again, no obligation, Pat. You owe it to yourself to get a second opinion. The first day that we go under contract, Keller Mortgage is going to order the appraisal. With the speed up process time, we might get that appraisal back before you even pay for an inspection. And let's say you and the seller can't come to an agreement on price, and you say, get me out of the contract. We cancel the contract. Keller Mortgage will eat the price of the appraisal. You won't be charged for the appraisal. I know that's a good thing. Yes, go ahead, Frank.
Ronnie, let me ask you something. How'd you get your name onto this, your picture?
Because I'm branded the way I'm supposed to be in our marketing
Okay, so-
profile.
So we brand through command
Yes, under the marketing profile.
on the marketing profile.
If we
I
have
thought I
time,
already
we
already
might.
did that.
Well, maybe they
You know
did.
what? This may be still under the test. So it was under the test, I'm not gonna have it. Under my name, I have it, right?
But if you just attached you as your agent, it could take 24 to 72 hours to cycle through.
Okay.
All right, so that could be another reason. All right. How many here on this call work with sellers?
Me.
Yeah, it wasn't a trick question. So let me ask a question. Number one, does your seller pay closing costs?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Well, yes. Does the seller pay buyer closing costs?
No.
No.
Not anymore. Here's the leverage. Here's the script. So this is 639. Let me see. Mine was 480, 500. Okay, 500. So I'll just guesstimate. 500, 600, give them another, give me that. Okay, so you bring me a full price offer. You're the buyer's agent. Ronnie, we're giving you a full price offer. My buyer needs $3,000 towards closing costs. Hey, Pat, thank you so much for the full price offer. Unfortunately, my seller is not paying any closing costs, but I do have a solution if you give me a couple of minutes, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to offer Keller Mortgage to your buyer. Okay, what's going to happen here is based on the price here of 639, and I'm just going to go out there and just put it on a limb. They're probably going to get back about $7,500, not $3,000. They'll get back $7,500. Okay. Now we don't know until we actually go to the Keller Mortgage, but I know it's going to be more than $3,000. That I can guarantee you. So now you as the agent may get a little nervous and say, well, you're cutting me out of my commission. No, not cutting you out of the commission. The reason this is possible is because as long as a Keller Williams agent is attached to either the buy side or the sell side, we have the luxury of using this beautiful tool. So I want to save your buyer some money. Would that be okay with you? And that's how you get the deal done. My seller's not paying closing costs. Now, this beautiful tool, unfortunately, I guess the attorney said we have to stop. It used to tell you like on 639, it would say save up to $7,500 on your next loan. And I used to love that the figure was there. That was my leverage. And then I guess the attorneys got too many calls saying, well, they didn't get 7,300. I guess you don't understand what up to means. So then the next thing they did, they rebranded it and said save thousands. And then people still complain. So right now we're at get home with speed, precision, and a personalized experience you deserve.
Hey, Ronnie, quick question, because I work with Keller Mortgage.
Yes.
And they tell me they cannot give a credit to the buyer if it's coming from a different agent, even I was the listing agent for the property.
That's not true. That's not true.
Okay,
If
I will
you're the
follow up with
listing
that.
agent and you're with Keller Williams, you can use this tool on either side.
Okay, thank you, Ronnie.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I've used it on both sides of the coin. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why that happened to you, but no, they have to use it from both sides. All right, so the next thing, save up to 30% on home insurance. What is that? That is Keller Covered. Keller Covered will go out to 30 or 40 different insurance companies, come back with a home insurance quote for your buyer. So it's one-stop shopping here. One-stop shopping is what it's doing. All right, next thing, property description. This is just coming from the multiple listing service. Beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath, property details, parking features, financial details, price per square foot, HOA condo fee. This is located in the section of Orange Tree. So guess what this is, guys? This is an old Kelly Snap. It's the neighborhood Snap. 4 homes for sale, 30 days on market. Average list price, average home price, $637. Price per square foot, $288. What do the locals say? This is what's going on here. Walkability. It's a car-dependent neighborhood. What do we mean by that?
To have a car to get around.
Basically,
Something like that.
basically, you need a car. So I'll put it this way. Mom has 4 small children. She's not going to walk to Walmart. She needs the car to get there so she can go get milk and bread and eggs and everything else. Okay? Next thing, nearby schools. Moms tell me greaterschools.org is the best thing that tells them what is the percentage of the school and how good they are in the neighborhood there. So that's what they're telling us there. That's what that is.
Not a D, but you're at 10 o'clock.
Thank you. Thank you. Had a boy, Paul. No, keep me honest. Upcoming open houses. Here's the next thing, guys. Payment calculator. Purchase price, $639. All right. So they have not updated the mortgage rate. And I was about to write to them and say, hey, could you make it a little more current? And then I thought about it and I said, you know what? It's a good leverage tool. It's let them self-discover. Why? Right here, you go with your buyer and you say, right now, let's see, the monthly payment was $2,996 a month. The mortgage was at $295. If I click it and move it up to, around 5,557, which is where it's at today, let's do 6. $1,100 more a month. My God. I know you loved that home 6 months ago, and then you got a little nervous. We need to move quickly. Okay? That's the good thing. So here's where the glitch was that I told you. Keller Mortgage should be in the top there in the same box. They mind them again, Keller Mortgage, Keller Covered. Okay, it says calculator's estimate. Please contact your Keller Williams agent for more information. Nearby homes, they start to tell us virtual tour is there, or they tell us the nearby comparables in the area. It can just go switching by back and forth. Next thing, Stellar MLS. That's where it's coming from, my MLS. So we know it's on the up and up, blah, blah, blah. All right. So cut to the chase. They've looked at this. They're going crazy. Oh my God, this is so fantastic. I want to schedule a video tour. They click on the schedule video tour button. On an Apple, it'll come up similar to this. This is Android. You select the date. I'm going to select tomorrow. I'm going to select the time. Morning, afternoon, evening. I'll do the afternoon. I'm going to click save. Now, when they scroll down, they have 2 options. Is this going to be in person? You're going to meet them at the property, take them around, COVID compliant,
How they feel?
and show them.
Cut one open.
Or are you going to go to the property, COVID compliant, and do a live video? Maybe they're out of state. So if they do the live video, they can choose from Zoom, FaceTime, Google Hangouts, whichever they prefer. I'm going to do the live in person. I'm going to click schedule a tour. I click schedule a tour. I click away. Instantaneously, I just got a notification. Well, I got 2 because Kelly still notifies me also. But Command App just notified me that I have a virtual tour. If I click on it, it tells me virtual tour. All right. Once I go to, hold on, let me just get the the details. New contact form message received, okay? View property inquiry. I hit the view property inquiry. Okay? All right, let it come up. Hold on. Just give it a second. Little internet lag. Oh, come on now. Don't be frugal. I don't know if this, there we are. Okay, it says in-person virtual tour. In-person tour, right? Gives me the address of the property. I can click on view details. When I click view details, what does it do? It brings up the property for me with the pictures. It's in person, the available timeframes. It says I can do two things, view the listing, or I can contact the listing agent directly through the app.
Nice,
Directly through the app,
nice.
okay? So that would be, just to bring it up, make the contact, and then I can say, call his office number, his mobile number.
Wow.
I could use WhatsApp, office, mobile, cancel, and set up the tour, okay? Let me ask you, do you want to know now, or you want to know 24 hours from now when they put it in with the listing agent because you know nothing about it? That's number one. Let's go back in the consumer app. I know I'm going a little quickly, but I'm going to do this. Ask your agent. All right, I didn't look at the pictures, but I'm going to put, can I put a pool? Okay, go up to the top, hit submit. Form submitted. I get a notification, new contact form. New contact form message received from Ronnie today, okay? View the contact. Go to the timeline. Timeline is going to tell me what that form message said instantaneously. All right, property inquiry. Can I put a pool? I know it's a little delay here. Sorry, guys. There it is. Can I put a pool? Here's the thing I want you to please understand. Some agents will disagree with me. Do not call them immediately. That's stalking. Do not call them immediately. That's stalking. Wait about 20 minutes to a half hour. Hey, I just logged into the system and I just noticed that you wanted to go see the home at 6739 Parsons. Let me ask you something. If it dots the i's and cross the t's, are you ready to put an offer in today? Hey, I just logged into the system. I noticed you said, can I put a pool? If I can confirm with the HOA that we can get it a pool in there and be done, are you ready to make an offer today? Close them. Close them. Just remember, if you call them back instantaneously, they may figure out, oh God, they're watching me, and not use this tool. What you want them to do is use this tool. All right. So I know we ran just a little over, but I still think we got enough time. Let's go into the command desktop. All right, so just give me a sec. I'll get us in there. Okay, so we're in the desktop. Now, some of you may not look like mine. That's okay. But I will tell you this, realistically, they gave us this beautiful customized home and then didn't tell us what to do with it. Those of us that have figured it out know that when we hit the customize home, we then want to go to the bottom. Most of you that haven't done this yet, go to the bottom here, pick up recent leads, Mine's already at the top. You want to take it and drag it to the top right. When you do that and click apply, it will show you what's happening with your recent leads. These are your recent leads. Whatever's happening goes back 6 days, 6 pages, not 6 days, 6 pages. And if somebody new came on here, like most of you just did, if you just signed up, it should have you, let's say Pat Test with a circle and a check mark saying that you downloaded and installed 32 minutes ago, something like that. So that's how you know it's working. And that's where the recent lead with the L is, okay? All right, so now let's go into contacts. We're gonna go into the contacts. Taking a few to load.
Mine is slow too.
All right, come on, Command.
Ronnie, as long as we got a second, is this where we come, is this where we come to change the profile on our KW buy sell that shows up on our KW buy sell app?
Not in this section here, but I will go to that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so you see I have somewhat L's and stuff that's lead, and until you turn it off, it's going to stay like that. It's to remind you that you haven't contacted them. Now, if you have contacted them, then it's your opportunity. You see, I have tags and tags and tags. What I'm going to do is go right now, I'm going to search my Ronnie account, my test account. Hopefully it's going to work as fast as I'd like it to. Okay, there we are. All right, so you see it says Ronnie test. Okay, 5 minutes ago, recently active. That's another thing you can do when going through your command. You can see who was recently active, when you last contacted them, updated them, what you're missing, what you're not missing, okay, and different things. When I click on Ronnie test, you will see that the health score, the contact's health score is at 100%. 100% is the health score. That is your job, is to get all of your contacts at 100%. Does everybody know how to get them at 100%?
No, mine says 44.
Okay, so, and here's the thing. Everybody should have theirs at least 80%. 80% will be 20% name, 20% phone number, 20% email address, 20% physical address. That gets you 80. To get the other 20%, you need a neighborhood attached to them. You need a social media account. You need their birthday. You need what they do for a living. That will get you the other 20%. It's the data mine. Well, look, guys, at the least, you should have 80%. So this way you can engage with them. Now, if you see your timeline is so important. The timeline tells you everything. So let's say that this morning I logged in and I didn't look at my notifications on my phone. I had my phone turned off, but I logged in and saw, can I put a pool? A request for a tour. Clicked on this, clicked on this, clicked on this, clicked on this, clicked on this. Remember, I asked you to start clicking those buttons. It will track everything and anything that you did. everything and anything that your consumer did, everything and anything that you can think of.
So
That-
Ronnie,
Yes,
um,
Pat.
so in order to find this one contact, I open up my command. That's good. It's going to be in notifications up in the bell, or I'm going to use that first column last. How would you find that? How would
Okay,
it?
so for those of us that don't know, you can hover over the applets and it'll tell you what the applets are. Or click on the red box. It opens up and shows you all of what they are. Now, without getting too depth into this, just click on the contacts. Easiest way, if you haven't done it with tags and everything else, and just make sure you have everything checked. So whatever you type in should be able to narrow it down for you. Now, in advanced command, we can teach you how to do that. There is a site that you can go to, which will go step by step to help you out with that. Okay, if you want to narrow it down. They're called smart views, they're called filters. Okay, but I don't want to take away from today's class, but that is still a great question. So I went right to contacts and I just typed in Ronnie, and then I went and brought up that specific thing there. Okay, now, as we were in there, you see the timeline shows you everything and anything that was done. So what I want to do is show you one of my favorite things, how I learned that this system was so valuable to me. So let me see if I can get this gentleman up.
And Ronnie, while you're pulling that up, may I just ask you, in that section where it shows you that, that question about the poll, from there, would you have been able to reply from your command desktop?
You would have to text through there. So that would be, you'd have to have Twilio connected.
Okay.
If you didn't, then go into command app and text through there. That's another
Okay.
way to do it. Great question. Thank you for asking that question. That was fantastic. All right, so his name is Laquan Hudson. Laquan Hudson, his aunt and uncle, I sold them a home about 5 years ago. And I sold him that home 5 years ago. And his aunt called me up and said, Ronnie, my nephew's coming down from New Jersey. He's looking to buy in Florida. Can you help him out? I said, absolutely. Send me his information and I'll hit him with my app and he can start looking and we can do what we want. Anyway, they did exactly what I told him and his wife, Sabina. And this is what happened at 6:11 p.m. on 3/15/2020. Hi, Ronnie. My wife and I visited this property and would really appreciate the opportunity to see its interior tomorrow, Monday, 3/16 if possible. Please advise. Now, back then in 2020, we did not have the command app. We only had Kelly, and Kelly only said you got a message, but that was to tell you to go into command. Now you can look through the command app and read that message instantaneously. You don't have to log into the desktop. Anyway, can someone tell me what happened on 3/16?
COVID.
Thank you. COVID. Good old COVID happened.
Yep.
So I called him up. I said, Laquan, I'm so sorry. We're under lockdown. I can't even schedule a tour, nothing. I said, oh my God, I don't know what to tell you. I said, please be safe. We don't know what's going on. Thinking what? Next week we'll be back to normal, right? And then I said to him, remember we discussed new construction? I gave you a big map of the area. I said, don't go nuts. I said, here's what you do. I says, go by the builders. If they're still open and not locked down, go in there, let them know you're represented by me, and then we'll catch up and we'll take care of things, okay? Okay, Ron, great. And as everybody knows, we locked down and stayed locked down for almost 2 years, right? But listen, Laquan didn't stop looking and didn't stop looking and didn't stop looking and didn't stop looking. And if it didn't come off the market or sold, I could click on any of these and bring up the live listing. So periodically, I do my DTD2, and I found out, yeah, he was approved for 500,000 here in Florida, but he was looking in Virginia for 485,000. He's looking in Delaware at 385,000. And then finally, one day, I kept calling him. And I called them and I saw 85,000 in Trenton, New Jersey. So I called, I said, hey, Laquan, your favorite realtor, Ronnie, let me ask you, you're looking in Trenton, New Jersey. What's going on? He says, well, I'm thinking of investing. Now, this was 2 years ago. Take off this hat. I put on this hat, lying through my teeth. Laquan, I got a great agent in that area. Can I share your information so they can help you to get this done? Fast forward to today, that conversation would go like this. Laquan, I got a great agent, Valerie Presley, right in that area. Can I give you her information? Because I know Valerie Presley's going to do what? Pay me 25% referral. Look, it got to, I figured it out that because I had them on the app and why we all should have them on our app, I don't care if they ever move to Florida. I'll just take 25% anywhere they want to go.
Whatever.
Amen, right?
Amen. Mhm.
That's the beautiful part about this ecosystem, about the consumer app, and about everything going on with that. All right, so I'll take a couple of questions and then I want to make sure I give you guys where you can change your profiles and everything else.
You had him download that app remotely. Were there any tips, because we heard Stephen Gandel the other day say he's there with them as they download their app. Is there anything that you did to, walk him through it remotely?
So Jean Marie, back then, I didn't know what was working with this app. I just sent it, said download it. It worked though. That's the good thing. Now, fast forward now, yes, you could go Stephen Gandelish on it. Do this, say the search this way, do a search that way, don't do a search this way. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now that we've used it a few years, even most of us are now more acclimated about it. Okay. So that's one of the things.
Ronnie, to follow
Yes,
up on
Jack.
that,
I'm sorry?
to follow up on what Jean Marie just said, if you sent someone the app, you can check to see if they actually installed it, correct?
Absolutely.
So they don't show up. So you say, hey, Billy, how you like your line? Did you like the app? Oh,
Yep,
I haven't done it yet. Oh, well, let me walk. That's your opportunity to capture them.
There's a script. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, script master
Beautiful.
in there. Attaboy,
Beautiful.
Jack.
Good.
Perfect.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just another touch. Or call them up and say, look, you didn't download the app. I'm going to take you one step further. I'm going to set you up on a search in your neighborhood or wherever you're looking, blah, blah. I will send you, it's going to be your email address as your username, and it's going to be your phone number as your password. I'll take the work out of the way for you. Look for that email.
Hey, Ronnie, on that question, because I want to do that, can you do that through your own website? If you set it up through your website?
Okay,
Is
so
that enough
since we
for your app?
talked about it enough, let me get my good friend and show you exactly how that works.
Okay,
All
and the
right,
other
so-
question I have is I followed through with scroll down to the bottom and ask for a video tour, and then I typed in there if the house could have a pool. When I'm on the command app and I go to the message, it says view property inquiry.
Yes,
It doesn't go anywhere, does it? But if I go into the desktop app, I can see it. Is it?
so,
Same here, Paul.
so for some of you guys, since this is the first time you're actually using your KW command, it's got to play catch up. Yeah, I learned that the hard way because I said the same thing. It's working instantaneously for me, and why isn't it working for the students? So I learned the hard way. You got to give it some time because you haven't played with it. I
All right.
apologize, but yes,
No.
what's the good thing is the desktop is still working functionally because that means what? You've been in the desktop enough to let it know that yes, you use it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So
No,
it's kind of like your app went dormant on you, for non-usage. You know what I mean? So anyway, because we're running a little short on time here, although I don't see my partner in crime is supposed to be showing up here. Let me go and switch gears here. And let's get back to, and I will share the link in the chat, I promise you. All right. There it is. So his name is John Ziemba. John Ziemba is a MCTT commercial agent out of Chicago area. And John and I, we did labs back in the day when we started with command and stuff. So, nope, that ain't it. Oh, come on. There it is. How to use your KW consumer app and KW command website with customers. And this was done over 3 years ago. Okay, so it's nothing new, guys. It's okay. Let me see if we're going to get the bandwidth to give us what we want. There we go. And hopefully we can get to hear John. A little bit of it. It's not a long video. I think it's only 10 minutes, 9:29.
Ronnie, can you put the link in the chat?
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me get that out of the way in case we run out of time here. Okay, so I got it copied. Let me get the chat.
And Ronnie, you remember that link I told you I couldn't get? It went
Yes.
on to email. And then it went on to my post. It must have gone to Home Snap. So what I've just done, I just posted. So anybody who sees it now can see it.
Could be possible. All right, so it doesn't look like I'm having the ability to get it. I just put the link in the chat. Guys, he's going to take you step by step by basically what myself and Stephen Goodell told you. You take somebody that you've spoken to, take their email address as the username, and take their phone number as the login. Let me show you what that looks like and what that does for you. That I think I'd be able to get that going here. So let me try.
Ronnie, I think it was working, but the speaker is off on the video.
Hey, everybody, it's John Ziammer here, and I want to show you some best.
There we go. Okay, thank you. Yeah, we don't have 10 minutes though to view it. So you're gonna have to watch this on your own. What I'm gonna do though, is I want to show you exactly what that looks like. Okay, so I'm gonna go 2 ways with this. So I'm gonna go 2 days with this. What we're gonna do is, and I gotta wrap this up in 2 minutes. I normally go to 11, but you came at 10:30, they told me, so. My adopted Orlando niece just walked in, she's teaching Karen. Let me see if this will come up for me. So we're in the consumer pages, in the consumer pages, you will see where your configured agent site is. Where your configured agent site is. And it's showing, yeah. When you click on that, it'll open up that consumer site. Remember, it's a giant version of your app, okay? I'm already logged in as Ronnie Test. So when I'm logged in as Ronnie Test, it says history, my account. If you see my account, you're gonna see I'm logged in as the customer. I get the feed, I get the guide. The guide is there just like it was on the command app, and you can still look at the thing from the selling side, from the buying side, okay? Other things, there's the blog, which is the Homekeeper blog. We can talk about that on another class, but that'll give you the blog, okay? Now, because I'm running short on time, let me show you guys, because you did ask.
So much stuff.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, under your name and command, if you go to the settings tab, settings tab, because I'm going to end it with this before she comes and throws me out. All right, go to the settings tab. When you get to the settings tab, come on, command load. All right, under the command setting, not command settings, I'm sorry. Under the connect settings, you will see it says marketing profile. When you click on the marketing profile, Here is where you can add or subtract anything you want about yourself. You can put your team logos, your personal logos, and at the end, please don't forget to make sure that this tab says, use my information to brand my agent site. It'll not only do your agent site, it will also do your consumer sites and your KW app. So everything on here, your social media can be on here. Anything and everything in this marketing profile, your bio, whatever else you need can be done. Okay? So I apologize. I have a hard stop at 10:31. I want to thank you guys for all coming. I do this every month. So if you want to come back next month, don't worry about it. We'll be there. All right? Okay. I want to thank you all for attending.
Ronnie.
Have a great
Thanks,
weekend.
Ronnie.
Thank you so
Have a great
much.
day.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye,
Have a successful
everybody.
weekend.
You're the best.